Splatoon 3 has over 80 weapons in the game, but people still want more, so with the help of Chase247, we're going to be looking and judging whether or not your kits would work well in Splatoon.
Bryce RW11 suggests the Splat Dualies with Burst Bomb and Big Bubbler. I'll talk about the Burst Bomb first. I can totally see this happening. The vanilla kit had Burst Bomb in Splatoon 2, and it worked well on it. The only thing I worry about is the ink consumption though, since dodge rolls on this thing already take a decent amount of ink, and a single Burst Bomb takes up 45% of your ink tank now. If it does get this, I definitely think running some efficiency perks will be the norm. Okay, now for Big Bubbler. While this is fun to think about, I don't think this special would be very good for the Splat Dualies. The reason being is just that it wouldn't have great synergy. Sure, you can pop it to protect yourself in a tight situation, but that's pretty much all it would do for you. It has no offensive pressure, and it can't really capitalize off of the Splat Dualies' aggressive nature. I think Big Bubbler on something like Glooga Dualies would work a lot better.
And next we've got Atticus wanting Splat Bomb and Killer Whale on Sloshing Machine. Machine was teased to have Killer Whale in the promotional material when Splatoon 3 was first revealed, and I think it would work well. Machine being a combo heavy weapon means that Whale can help with solo pushes and even help your teammates when they're pushing in. I think that Whale only strengthens what the main weapon is capable of and could be equally, if not stronger, than Booyah Bomb. And Splat Bomb works too. Machine never really needs a tool to get around, it paints fine and has good range, and both bombs can poke well. Plus, Splat Bomb can put a lot of pressure on the enemy, something Machine is already good at, and it can even combo with the main weapon as well as set up traps. However, I don't think it would do well in the 3 Machine meta at Div X level of play, because Whale won't do much against Crab except force it to move slightly. Booyah is much better at displacement with that comp specifically, but since 3.1, that meta is slowly changing and more weapons and specials are becoming viable. So yeah, top tier, but not best of the best. Here's an interesting kit suggested by Zorconic, which is putting subscribers on both Chase and I's channel. Now let's dive into a second wiper kit, if we ever end up getting one in the first place. So, Monster Tim suggested Burst Bomb and Killer Whale.
Well, I think this would work, mainly because of Burst Bomb. I feel like Whale wouldn't be the best option to put on an already aggressive main weapon, especially since it's 180 points per special. It would spam it way too much and not necessarily always have a good time to use it. So I think it should be 200. And instead, giving it something like Inkjet or Kraken would have a lot more synergy with the main weapon, allowing it to truly take advantage of its already far up positions. Paired with Burst Bomb, which would be better than it is on Stamper, with how much faster Wiper is, this would be an excellent kit. Possibly better than the vanilla kit.
And yeah, I agree for the most part, but I actually think that Killer Whale could work very well for the thing. The special is one of the most diverse in the game in my opinion, because it can be used aggressively to help combo with the main weapon like on Brush, or be used to see where opponents are and help put some pressure on them while you move into play offense, like on Tri-Stringer or 52. So I agree that it shouldn't be 180 points for special, but I do think it would work better than its current kit, because Whale only enhances your main weapon's playing ability, while Stamp is kind of its own thing. And I also think Burst would only enhance the Wiper's main abilities much like Killer Whale, but Burst is already on Stamper. So would we love to see Burst on Wiper? Yeah, but will it happen? And no question mark?
I mean, they did fumble the Dapple Dualies Nouveau.
This next one is f***ing insane, and not in a good way. Arc suggests Splash Wall and missiles on Rapid Pro. No, please stick forks in my eyes if this ever happens. This is a good kit, but that's the issue. It's too good. Admittedly, Rapid Pro is a weapon I have very minimal experience with, and all I know is that currently it has no reason to be picked. However, putting a splash wall on a very long-ranged weapon creates a shield that not only makes it harder to hit from afar, but also means it can play aggressively and safely. So you're giving a chip-damaged, long-ranged weapon multiple options to play, which is already insane, but it has missiles too, meaning it can safely farm missiles and just stall the entire game? Yeah, this would promptly break the game.
Atticus suggests the Splattershot with Burst Bomb and Inkjet. I'll just say right off the bat, I think this is a very realistic kit, and also a very good kit. This weapon has had both Burst Bomb and Inkjet in the past, just not all on the same kit. Since Nintendo likes to rehash their old kits for this game, I can totally see it happening. Burst Bomb is good because, well, it's Burst Bomb. It's kinda good on every aggressive weapon. And Inkjet is now a pretty decent special after the recent patch. As we saw in Splatoon 2 with the 10 attack, Inkjet has a lot of synergy with the Splattershot, covering a lot of its weaknesses and adding on to its offensive pressure. Next, let's discuss H3. As we know, the vanilla kit is one of the worst in the game. However, the Iced Ghost suggested giving it Splat Bomb and Big Bubbler. Bubbler is referencing its Splatoon 1 Cherry kit and its second kit in Splatoon 2. So I like that it has Big Bubbler to continue this theme, because it would work very well with it. Most of the bubbler weapons, like Roller and Junior, can't capitalize as much as something like Zimmy can, with its fast kill time and long range. H3 not only has long range and a decent kill time if all 3 shots are lined up, but it's a solid midline as well.
However, adding Splat Bomb seems like missed potential. I think it should get one of 2 things, Suction Bomb or Fizzy Bomb. I think the devs will choose Suction Bomb because it's already been on this thing in both games, but I'd rather have Fizzy. Throwing an uncharged Fizzy at an opponent does 35 damage, and each shot of an H3 does 41, meaning you could easily throw a Fizzy down and hit 2 of your 3 shots, and you've got a combo. Fizzy also works as an entry tool, which could serve to benefit H3, not because of bad paint, but just because of end lag.
I agree, Splat Bomb doesn't fit this weapon's playstyle, as I think it needs to play a more supportive role. While it could be used as a get-off-me tool in situations where you're cornered, Fizzy can do this as well, with more options than just a get-off-me tool.
Big Swig, you son of a bitch. You could be top tier, and yet you've got this garbage-ass kit. However, with Fizzy and Booyah Bomb, this thing would definitely be a top tier beast. This thing has the best paint in the game, paired with a consistent damage output, fast strafe speed, and good mobility. It went from being to still but slightly less because it got the buffs it needed, but it still has a garbage kit. But Fizzy now gives it a combo with both types of swings, which can be used as an approach option and put good pressure on the enemy. And paired with Booyah, this would be a great supportive weapon. Recognize any patterns? I think it would need to have 210 or maybe even match Machine with 220 points for special, but giving Big Swig a kit like this that gives it multiple playstyles, synergy, and it's not trash, I could definitely see it being top tier.
The Splashomatic with Toxic Mist and Zipcaster is something that I've wanted ever since we first saw the Splashomatic in Splatoon 3. I know you all remember that in one of the early trailers for the game, Splash had Zipcaster originally, but it was changed to Crab Tank for unknown reasons. And looking at what Splatoon 3 has become, I really wish they stuck with Zipcaster. This special would work extremely well with the Splashomatic because this weapon has perfect accuracy even when airborne. So you could just zipcast to a wall, bounce off it, and laser your opponents down before they can even react. Toxic Mist, while not the best sub that Splash could have, is still solid in my opinion. It has a bit of a Rainmaker niche, but it can be useful in every mode.
The next one is completely insane. Squiffer with Autobomb and Zipcaster. Now, Autobomb isn't actually anything to write home about, especially on a Squiffer. It's a cheap sub weapon, but it wouldn't exactly do much other than poke out where enemies are. The sub is in a really weird spot right now, so putting it on a weapon that can't really combo off of anything because of its fast charge time just seems like a missed opportunity when something like Torp exists, which most likely won't happen because it's already on the GooTuber.
It could also get Suction Bomb like it was on the Fresh Squiffer in both games.
Right, and that's not a bad option, but I do think Torp would be the best yet most unlikely option. But Zipcaster on a charger?
That would require a lot of skill, but it could definitely work and play into the Squiffer's gimmick of not needing to charge in the air. It would also make it by far the most aggressive charger in the game.